All right, Board Game Maniacs, thanks for joining me for this third video for Return to Hoth, Star Wars Imperial Assault by Fantasy Flight Games. We are kind of in a big heap of trouble right now. We have to try to finish off that repulsor tank, or repulsor laser tank, whatever you want to call it. It's frustrating. It's a repulsive tank. That's what I'm calling it, because I do not like it one bit. And we don't have the firepower to do anything to it. So hopefully we'll complete that, and then maybe just take off the rest of the Imperial forces that are left on the board, and hopefully no more will come on and try to flank us and try to knock down the three heroes. So let's go to the board and let's see if we can complete this and beat this mission. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to activate him first. So he is right here because there's only him left. And he is going to activate this thing, try to interact with it as one action to try to pull the tank. So let's go back to the app. And we'll just move this over here. Click. And then it says the tow cable on the down snow speed. I already read that. A hero can interact with tank. I'm going to interact. So you take aim at the tank and fire. I gotta test his, he can't really do that because you don't have like, you don't have the eye icon, so that's kind of a waste. But anyhow, we wouldn't say that it was his activation. I didn't know he wasn't able to interact with that. So Diala's right next to it too as well. So we'll say that Diala is doing it. So Diala has the, a blue, a green, and a yellow for her interaction to take tests. So blue, green, yellow. And she's going to be the one to interact. And then I have to input how much it is. So let's go to the dice box. Blue, green, yellow for Diala. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Ooh, this is nice. So let's go back to the app. And let's input 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then confirm. Ooh, the tow cable impacts the side of the tank. Of course it does, because that was a pretty specific bang-on hit. The tow cable impacts the side of the tank with a magnetic thunk, bringing the vehicle to a lurching stop. The tank tries to break free, but the crashed speeder holds steady. Eventually, the driver throttles down to keep from burning out the engine. A hero can interact with its terminal to push the tank. With this terminal, push the tank. So that was her first action. Sweet. So second action, she's definitely going to try to push it. So interact. Oh, so now she has to do her mechanics. So she only gets 1 blue die, but you know, blue die is better than none. So then let's go to the dice box and see what we're going to do for that. So blue die. 1. 1 stinking, I don't think that's going to do much. But we'll see. We'll go back to the app. 1. Confirm. Push the SC2 and repulsor tank 1 space. In addition, you may rotate it once before or after this push. Okay, that's not too bad. I can live with that. So let's go back here and let's push the tank 1 space. So it's going to go this way and turn, just like that. Now back to the app view, shall we? And click on continue. And that ends her activation. So we're going to do that because that was her second activation. So 2, oh, of course, now it's the tank's turn. He's getting angry. This is not good. Bonus experimental laser cannon gains a +1 hit. Everything's the same. Okay. Attack 2 different rebels. Target the healthy rebel adjacent to most other rebels. So can't target there. Can only shoot at the aloe. That's kind of far away, but that's pretty much it. Because if you look here, you can see the aloes, because you can't shoot the black lines. It can avoid difficult terrain, but it can't avoid that stuff. It can't shoot over that, but it can shoot difficult terrain. So poor Diallo is going to try to absorb a hit from this rotten thing. So attack 2 different rebels adjacent. He's not adjacent. He's kind of like one space and then him. So, but it makes sense. You can't attack him because the black can't attack him, but it's going to attack her. So therefore, that rebel is, the tank has, not the rebel, but the tank has a blue die, a red die, and a yellow die. And Diala has a defense of white. Oh boy, her defense is pretty weak. Let's go to the dice box here. And now, just before we do anything, see that it looks like an X-Men symbol? That means if she rolls that, she avoids everything. So hopefully she's gonna get lucky and roll that, because she has some pretty bad defense against the blast of the tank. But again, the tank, before I do this, I gotta count how much space is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9. I don't even know if I can get that. Well, the highest number on the yellow is a 2. The blue has a 5, so that's 7. And the red don't have any, so it actually can't do that attack. So I'm glad I double checked that before that. So no way can we do that. So let's switch back to the app here, because I'm kind of just made a little bit of a mistake here. I caught the mistake, I should say, before I made it. So it can't do the first one, so the second one is attack. The healthy rebel adjacent to most other rebels, it can't attack because it can't get that range. And then it says bombard. The healthy hero that has suffered the least hits rolls 1 red die. The hero suffers equal. Oh, okay. So it's between Diala and Davith, but Davith has no hits, no strain. Diala has strain. So therefore I have to roll a red die for Davith, and he suffers that much damage. So we're going back to the dice box and seeing if he can try to, hopefully, he can't defend it, obviously, but, oh, that's 3 hits on him. That's not a good thing. So then Davith is going to take 3 points of damage because of that stupid bombardment. Yeah, let's go to the bombardment again and look at it. So this is a bombardment. The healthy hero that has suffered the least hits rolls 1 red die. The hero suffers damage equal to the results. Oh, but experimental laser cannon is a +1. So instead of 3, Davith does take 4 hits instead. Whatever. And then the second one is another bombardment. Oh, lovely. The healthiest hero that has suffered the least amount of damage rolls 1 red die. Okay, so it's the same thing. But now it's going to be Diala that's going to take the hits, because she's the most healthiest now, because she only has 2 strain onto her. So same thing is going to happen. 3 hits +1 is 4 because of that stupid bonus. So therefore Diala takes 4 points of damage too as well. That was not a good thing. But in either case, the tank's activation is done. And that is just telling me that we need to get rid of that tank as fast as possible, because that tank is not a good thing to do. All right, so now what are we going to do here? So, because Biv got 2 actions here, so Biv can probably pull it closer. So I think I'm going to activate Biv next. So Biv's speed is 4. He can use a strain to move 1 more speed if he wanted to. So let's just see. So Biv is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you don't need to do it. He's right there. So his second activation, he's going to interact with that, the console right there. And to push the tank, he's going to interact. And you got to test his mechanic skill, or the wrench skill. And he has a blue and green. So let's go to the dice box. And let's see what happens here. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. He's got a strain too as well, but I don't think the strain will actually, it's not going to add anything to it. So because he has 3 damage, or 3 successes, it's kind of like Mansion of Madness, really, where you got to roll for success to take some tests and everything. Let's go to the app and input the 3. Let's see what's going to happen. Confirm, yes, and push the STOM repulsor tank up to 2 spaces. In addition, you may rotate it once during. Ooh, that's not too bad. I'm kind of happy with that. So 2 spaces now. So it's going to go 1 space because I'm going from the front, and then 2 spaces. Oh boy. Do I want to? Curious now. Okay, so that was 1 move, and the second action was that to do that. So no, we'll leave it at that. Let's go back to the app view here. Click on continue. All right, so that ends his activation though. So, and of course, it's onto the rebel. Oh, the Imperial officer. The first Imperial attack gains a +1 surge. All right, so order. The first one is the S. He's ordering the tank, obviously, to attack the closest, healthiest rebel. Now, if we look, excuse me, I have the hiccups now. Oh, so the closest, healthiest rebel is Davith, but there's a black line here, so we can't attack him. So then the next closest, healthiest rebel he's closest rebel, but he's not the healthiest. She's the healthiest, so the tank has to attack poor Diala. So the tank's attack again is a red, blue, yellow. So we're going to gather them. That's going to be the red, blue, and yellow. And Diala's defense is a white. So maybe Diala will get lucky and roll her evade this time. We will see. Let's go. Come on, Diala. You can do this. You can do it. Oh, she rolls a blank, so nothing happens. Oh, this is bad. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Accuracy is 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Oh, let's go back to the app. I think the tank completely missed because it didn't have the range for it. So let's go back here. So spaces again is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It had to be 7. It was possible. And you can see that the Imperial officer, if I go back to the app here, the bonus is it gets gains 1 surge. Oh. So he's ordering the tank. So +2 accuracy. So that's 3, 4, 5. And then it's going to be a focus or an extra hit. But in either case, they can't really do anything because it's not able to hit. It just completely didn't get it. But it does get his focus though, because not the tank, but the Imperial officer gets a focus. And the focus is beneficial. When you declare an attack or attribute test, add 1 green die to the dice pool. After you resolve the attack or attribute test, you must discard this card. So he's focused because they did roll the surges, got 2 surges. The first surge was to get more accuracy, but it still wasn't good enough to hit, because as you can see there, didn't get enough shots even with the accuracy. So because of that, she's safe, but they become focus. So that is the first action. Let's go back to the app. And the second one is move 2 to attack. Now, can't move 2 to attack because there's no one, because if it moves 2, it's not going to be close enough to attack anybody. Move 4 towards the repulsor tank. So it can do that. I do know that he can move 4 to the repulsor tank. So let's go back for a second activation. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's trying to stay as close as possible to kind of try to hide behind the repulsor tank. Because if you move this way, be 1, 2, 3, 4. And that would be it. But this is kind of closer, so he's moving there. And that ends that part of it ends the activation for the Imperial officer. Now we're back on to the heroes of the rebels. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm going to activate the last Echo Base trooper, and he has a movement of 4, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That is his first one. It's senseless to shoot because not going to do anything. He can't shoot at the Imperial officer. Don't have any line of sight, but he's going to go because if he shoots it, it can't die. So I don't know why he would want to try, but he don't know it can't die. He's going to blast it anyhow and see what's going to happen. So for his second action, I know it's kind of a waste, but I'm curious to see if it'll do anything. Actually, it won't do nothing because he can't take any hits or anything. You can't add the hits in, so it'd be silly. So for a second, he's just going to go 1, 2, 3, and he's going to stay there. That ends his turn, so we're going to go back to the app now, just so that we can say that end the activation. Okay, it's still on to us. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, so I have to try to think on what I'm going to do here now, because we have Davith that didn't activate, and we have one more activation of Biv. We want to try to kill him. Excuse me. So I think Davith is going to try to flank him to come around here. So Davith is going to go, and he has a speed of 4. So Davith is going 1, 2, 3, 4. That leaves him right behind the massive tank. But now he can click on that to interact, use the turret, and try to shoot this stinking figure, the Imperial officer, off of the board. And that's what I'm going to do. So the second action, let's go to the app. And Davith is going to interact, fire at the Imperials, fire at the boulders. I didn't know that you could fire at the boulders. I should read this first. The DF-9 is already okay. This is the turret, blah, blah, blah. While the SE tank occupies one or more spaces with a red Rebel mission token. It does. It's on a red Rebel. No, it's blue. It's not red. Crap. A rebel can fire at the boulders to assist with starting the landslide. Interesting. but it can't fire that nail because he's not in the red, on the occupying a red. Yeah. Fire at the Imperials. I gotta stick with my plan. You take aim at the turret. Choose an Imperial figure anywhere on the map and roll 1 red die. The chosen figure suffers hits equal to the hit results. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, ah! All right, so let's go to the dice box. And I get my red die. Red die. Let's do it. 1 stinking hit. 1's better than none though. I have to say, I'm not gonna complain because complaining will just get me shot. So I'm just reaching, getting some more. So the Imperial officer has 3 health. But right now he's down to 2 health, which, you know, it's not too bad. I can live with that, I guess. So that is David's activation. Just before I do that, let's go to there, and you can see that the Imperial officer has the 1 red there. So let's go back to the app now. And I'm just going to continue that. Oh, wait a minute. The shot has drained 1 of the turret's power cells. Of course it did. Flip this card to the Imperial side. So I'm going to flip one over, and I'm going to flip the one that is underneath the tank. Because I'm smart. S-M-R-T. Smart. Yeah, just flip it over. Just like that. All right. And that ends David's activation. Tank didn't go, the Imperial officer didn't go, because the 2 of them has already went. You can see they're in the red. So we're on none other than Biv himself, and you know exactly what he's going to do, and that is he's going to interact for the first one, because if you look where he is, he's right here. So he can do that. He can go and he can interact. And, you know, like, because he's just right there. He's going to try to shoot the tow line to pull it closer. And this Echo-based trooper is just going to have to move it away. It's not going to have any choice. So, app view, please. Thank you very much. And he's going to interact. So he's got to roll his mechanics again, and it's a blue and green. So I'm going to grab my blue-green dice. Let's go to the dice box, which is right there. And he gets 1, 2. So now we got to enter that in on the app. So we'll switch to the app view. And we enter in 1, 2. And confirm. Oh. Up to 2 spaces in addition. You may rotate it once during its position. So he's going up to 1, 2. Oh, and he pushes the rebel troop, but he's on one of the spaces. I'm going to show you that right now. So let's go back here. So because it moved up, he's landed, because I'll just lift it up. You can see that token. So that landslide, the creating the avalanche is even more closer now. This is a good thing. So that was 1 action. Second action. I guess he's just gonna do it again. Why not? But yeah, but it's pulling him closer. I don't know if he wants to do a second activation. He might just say, I'm good. I was able to rotate it though, because if I rotate this, it can't really shoot. Just like that. I'm gonna try to pull him one more time. Why not? Why not? So he's gonna interact one more time. Actually, that now I'm going to interact again for the second one and interact. So again, the test. Go to the dice box, and roll his 2 dice. Whoops. And, oh, that was 3. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So let's go to the app view. Enter in 1, 2, 3. Confirm. Tank up to 2 spaces. In addition, you may rotate it once during this push. So up to 2 spaces. So I'm going to just move it 1 space, and the reason why I'm doing that, we can go here. I'm moving it up to only 1 because now it's on both of the red. I don't know if I want to do that though because you can't interact. Do you know what? I'm going to keep it where it is, and I'm going to rotate it like that. So because it's rotated, he's getting pushed to an adjacent space. All right. So that's all I'm doing for that. And that ends his activation. So let's go back to the app. And continue. And that ends his second activation. So more patrolling Imperials join a firefight. Are you kidding me? That's it, randomize, add more trouble. All right, a regular, deploy an Imperial officer regular, assign a color. So let's grab another Imperial officer, and we're going to assign, my chair is moving, you hear that creaking. I'm gonna try to find Imperial officer in here, because I got all of my figures sitting close to me. Really trying to find the stinking Imperial officer. Like, come on, like how hard is it to find it? It's like a rock in a hard spot or a needle in a haystack, that sort of thing. All right, I'll be back when I find one. All right, I found him finally. Selecting purple for the color and confirm. Oh, of course, now another, it's a regular probe droid. These things are killer. I'm not a big fan of probe droids, but I had to deploy the probe droid over there. I got to find a card for him, just right here, and that probe droid has reared its ugly mechanical head yet again. What else is coming now, I wonder? Confirm that. Minor peril. Even with the physical activities of combat, the freezing weather takes its toll on you. Each hero rolls 1 blue die for each of his or her activation portraits and suffers hits equal to the hits result. This just sucks. All right, so let's go to the dice box, and it's a blue die. Okay, so let's start this off. We'll grab the blue die. And I think that app is just telling me, hey, you're taking a long time here. And this is my first game. I got to learn it. So it's going to take some time. Anyhow, so let's do for Davith first. Takes 1 point of damage on Davith. So he goes up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. Next is going to be Diala. She takes no damage. Next is going to be Biv for twice. This is bad. So 1 for Biv. So Biv now is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. And second time for Biv is going to take 2. So he's at 10 damage right now. This is not looking good. He's going to have to try to heal himself or take a rest to heal because he's just suffering like super bad here. I'm just replacing the hit marks now with 2 5s because he can do that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Davith, I'm going to do the same too as well. It's going to replace his 5 hits with the 5er. All right, so that is it for that part. That sucked royally. Oh no, we have to do the other rebel. He takes 1. Lovely. So 1 point of damage onto the eco-based trooper, or echo-based trooper. All right, whatever. Back to the app. Oh, good. Now that can be flipped back over again now. So it is built up its energy again, which is good because he's going to try to shoot to try to help with the rock fall or landslide. Round number 4. Alrighty. So Davith is going to go first, obviously, and he is going to interact with this thing. Fire at the boulders. You are darn tootin' he's doing that. So you take aim, 1 red die, and see if he's going to do some damage. So dice box. Here we go. Red die. Come on, give me something good. Something good, baby. 1. So it goes 1. I set it to 1. Click on confirm. Excuse me. Blast from the turret strikes the boulder, sending cracks and fissures through the rock. It will now be easier to start a landslide. No kidding. Uh-oh. The shot has drained 1 of the turret power cells. It takes the time to recharge. Flip this token to the Imperial side. So it gets flipped over, but he's still adjacent to the other one, so his second one, he's darn tootin' gonna take another shot. Fire at the boulder. All right, gotta do the red die again. Hopefully we'll get a better hit than just 1 stinking shot. We'll find out. So here goes, red die. 3, oh, this is awesome. 1, 2, 3, let's go back. I'm getting a little excited here. So back to the app view, 3 hits, confirm. Maybe this will cause the rock slide. A blast from the turret strikes the boulder, sending cracks and fissures through the rock. It will now be easier to start a landslide. You concerned another shot might obliterate the boulders, so you decide to refrain from taking more shots. Someone will have to finish the job by hand. What? I don't like that. Don't like it at all. Yeah, I know. I gotta flip it over to the other side, so we're gonna flip that over. But I can't shoot any more at the boulders, so you have to do it by hand. Nothing else happens now. So that was Davith's 2. He got 2 times here, so. And the activation. And now we're on to the Imperials, which is bad. So the tank is going to attack. So attack 2 different rebels. I don't like this at all. Just a little disclaimer here that I want to do. I've been playing the tank's movement incorrect because I was curious because it told me that when I was using the tow rope, I can rotate whatever way that I want to rotate. And I'm thinking, why do I have to rotate? Because the tank can do anything, but apparently the tank has to be front facing to shoot, and to move in the direction it wants to move, it has to be, you know, the front facing the way it has to move. And it has to spend 1 movement point per 90-degree turn. So that's very good to know. So again, if you're watching this and you watched it up until this point, just be aware that I was playing the movement of the tank incorrectly, but I'm trying to rectify it as we go along. Now, because of that, and if you see now the way that the tank is moved, and you go through the hierarchy of what the tank can do, the first thing would be to attack 2 different rebels. It can't attack any of them because it's not facing towards the rebels to attack, so it goes on to the next one. Attack the healthy rebel adjacent to the most other rebels. And it can't do that. But to attack, it can move. Now again, it could do the bombardment for the last 2 activations, but the thing is for it to be front facing the proper way to attack, we have to spend movement points here. So it does have a speed of 4. So to try to do the first one, which is attack 2 different rebels, target the healthiest rebel adjacent. So it could turn and attack Diala and Biv. But to do that, it's going to have to go beep, 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 beep. So that's 1 movement point like that. And here's a rebel right here. And it can't attack any adjacent, got to attack the closest one, so it's not going to attack them. Because obviously, common sense, it's not going to try to shoot here when there's one right beside it that could potentially blow it up with something. So that was 1 movement point. And it's pretty much the range. Now, another movement point is it can go here to shoot at that rebel. But I'm not sure if it will do that because in essence, why would it spend 1 movement to get closer to this when it can hit the 2 of those guys? But he's worried about it could put a bomb or something on that. So this is kind of like, I'm not sure, or will it go after after Davith? That's a good question. But 1 movement point to turn, it's got 4 movement. So I'm just going to move up 1 more for it, so for 2. So it's got 2 movement, and now it's going to shoot here. So these are adjacent. It's going to try to put some damage onto them. So to shoot, again, the horrible is blue, red, and yellow. And it's going to pick Biv, because he's the closest to the 2. And now when it's going to attack, it says 2 different rebel targets. The healthier rebel adjacent to the most other rebels. So it's going to attack both of them. So this is going to attack Biv first, and then it's going to attack Diala next. So let's go to the dice box. So let's move this out of the way. So this is it. Pretty nasty. So it gets rid of the surge. So Biv still suffers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's got a range of 1. And you can tell if we go back to this, that is definitely not enough. It needs 3. But it does cancel the surge, so it can't use the surge power. So it would definitely have done some devastating hits to Biv, but unfortunately, it don't have the range to hit because it only rolled 1. So it pretty much shot and hit right here. So now for Diala, it needs to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to roll again, but the only difference between this and the other one is that Diala got a white defense die, which is not as good. So let's go back to the dice box. So Diala could get into pretty damage. So she's got 1 block and cancels the surge. So there's 1 surge and 1 block. So we'll take that out. But 3 and 1 is 4, so it definitely got the range because it needed 4 to hit Diala, so that's successful. And it does 3 damage to her. Out. So then Diala is going to go up from 4 to 7. Because that's math. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 damage. So 5, 6, 7 onto her. And that is it for Diala. Oh, she's now at 7 damage and 2 strain. She's going to have to try to get rid of some of these strain. Her endurance is 5. She has 2. So she's still, she can take some strain if she has to. So that's not a bad thing at all. So let's go back to the app here. And so that was your first activation. So the second one is attack the healthiest rebel adjacent to the most other rebels. So the healthiest rebel that is adjacent to most of the others would unfortunately be Diala. So they're going to try to hit Diala yet again for the second activation. So let's go to the dice box. Oh, finally, the X-Man symbol. Well, it's the dodge. So nothing at all gets hit on Diala. That was an awesome roll for her because she just dodged. She sensed it. She felt the disturbance in the force. And she moved right away. So it did not touch her one bit. Sweet. So we're going to finish and is back on to none other than the rebels. So I don't know what's gonna happen there. Davin needs to try to do something to get rid of them Imperial officers, because that's a lot of the problem right there. I have to think of what they're going to do, or what he's going to do. Okay, so Davith is going to use his second activation. Now, he can't shoot anymore because they're charging at the moment. He could pick this up or explore to get something good, but he wants to try to get rid of one of these two Imperial officers. So the way that he's going to do it, he has 4 movement points, or 4 speed. So he's going to go 1, 2, because it's difficult terrain, 3, 4. Now he's not close enough. So he's going to take a strain so that he can, actually it's going to be 2 strain, so that he can move into here. So because he moved there, then it's difficult terrain. So he had to take 2 strains, move 2 extra movement because it takes 2 to go there. Now since he's there, now he's going to try to attack this dreaded Imperial officer. And he is going to attack with his green die and his yellow die. And the Imperial officer gets a white defense. So I do hope that he's not going to roll the X-Men symbol because it's going to suck. Let's go to the dice box. Here we go. Get him, David. You can do it. Oh, it just evades the surge, but didn't roll any surge. So 3 hits. That Imperial officer is gonzo. Goodbye, Imperial officer. You caused a lot of trouble, but we managed to succeed in defeating you. So let's go back to the app. That ends his turn, but we're going to end the Imperial officers. You know what I mean? He had a +1 to the health, but he rolled enough to kill him because he already had 1 hit. He needed 3, so 4 in total, and the other 3. So he just went and goodbye. Goodbye. Good riddance to you, because you deserve to get rid of there. Get out of there. So you are gone, Imperial officer, and that ends David's turn. Oh, was he not able to go? Oh, no. Well, that's going to be his turn when it comes time, because these two have to go before. I did not know that. All right. Gonna have to rectify this, but there's no real way of rectifying because I already got rid of that officer. So I'm just going to just continue on because I kind of screwed it up. Or yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna end his, even though I didn't do anything, but he took his turn. So I'm just gonna say that just to make it fair and kind of balance it out. But now it's the probe droid, yes. After this figure attacks, the defender suffers 1 strain. What? All right. So it's the probe droid. Move 3 to attack. Echo base trooper. Can't do that because it's too far away. Self-destruct if this figure suffers 3. Can't do that. Move 2, reposition 3. It can do that, so let's go to the right there. It says move 2, reposition 3. Just clear my throat here. So let's see, it's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So right there. And then the last is move 4, repossession 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So, because it's 1, 2, 3, reposition 3, it's 3. Actually, no, he'd go here because he's more than 3 away. And that ends the activation of the probe droid. All right, so it's back onto the Rebels. And what is the Rebels going to do? I'm just not sure exactly what to do here. Because I have to do Biv and I have to do Diala before I can do the second activation of Davith. But Davith already did a second activation, so I'm just going to cancel this out when it comes to his turn. Actually, no, because I canceled out the Echo Base Trooper, so Davin will get his other turn, just to kind of balance it out. All right, so Biv. Biv is going to go 1, 2, and he's going to click on that boulder thing manually. Woohoo! So he moved 2. He still has 2 more movement points. Yeah, because the speed is 4. All right, so now he's gonna click on here. And I probably want or more space with the red mission token. The hero in the highlighted space can. The hero is definitely in the highlighted space. So he is going to. Oh no! Hold on a second here. While the repulsor tank occupies 1 or more spaces with the red rebel mission token, the hero in the highlighted space can interact to attempt to start the... okay, so see, I got that wrong. So we're going back here. So he only moved 2. He's going to move here to the 3rd for his 3rd movement. Now this here, let me see if I can switch the camera to show you. There we go. So this section here is the highlighted area, so the 2 free sides and that. So he is in the highlight, so now he's going to try to interact to create the avalanche. So we're back to the app, and he's going to interact. Test strength. After rolling, you may discard 1 explosive supply card and add 2 surges to the test results. I don't know. Anyhow, so Biv got blue, green, and yellow. So blue, green, and yellow. And we're going to have to go to the dice box now. Input. Okay, so he's got 2 surges, but I don't have an explosive card, so it don't make a difference. So I got 2 hits. That is very poor. But let's go back. 2, confirm. The rocks begin tumbling. Ooh, something just happened. Down into the crevice below, smashing through the tank shield and crushing it under their weight. Oh, the tank is defeated. Ooh, I just dropped my cell phone on the concrete floor. It's not good. All right, anyhow, the tank is defeated. Now, what I'm thinking, I'm going to have to look for this, but when you're taking tests, because it said about trading in an explosive card to get 2 surges. So when you're doing a test, you only count the surges, or is it the hits? Because I've been doing just the hits. I could be doing this wrong. If I am doing this wrong, please comment down below and let me know, but I've been too far into the game to change it now. So this is just a house rule if it is incorrect for this very first mission of Star Wars Imperial Assault, and that is that I'm using the hits for the tests instead of the surges, but I will look for the next game, before the next mission, to find out which way is the proper way. But still comment down below and let me know if I did it correctly or if I did it wrong. So that tank is destroyed out. Oh boy. With the tank defeated, all that remains is to finish off the rest of the patrol. Discard the terminal and the red rebel mission tokens. Okay, so tank is gone. And red mission tokens and the terminal is Elgano, just like that. So that was pretty good. I'm not complaining with what happened there, because that was just bonus. All right. So now all I got to do is just finish off the rest of the Imperial. And if you look at the board, you can see that I only have to finish off 2 figures. They're kind of, wait till I change camera angles here. There we go. Well, we can see them. So 2 figures right there. So that is the only thing left that I have to defeat. Okay. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's still Biv's turn, because no, he moved. He only moved 3. He's got 1 more movement point, and he is going to move there. That ends his activation. So let's go to the app and let's end his activation. There we go. All right. Now it's the Imperial officer's turn. It says, before this activation, the higher cost Imperial figure that isn't already focused becomes focused. And the highest cost, now it's 2 and 3, so it's a probe droid, is becoming focused. Okay. Now, first thing is order another Imperial figure with a figure cost of 3 or less attacks the healthiest rebel. So if you look at the app, I mean the screen, the healthiest, he's within 3. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. No, it's 4. So he's not there. So, oh, he can't attack Diala Pastil anyhow because she's not even close enough to him. So forget I said that. That was the second one. So the first one is figure with 3 costs. Another Imperial officer with a figure cost of 3 or less attacks the healthiest rebel closest. Yeah, so he is going to attack. So he don't move, he just attacks. So I'm going to see, I was a little confused here, but I do understand now. So the rebel, the probe droid got 2 yellow and a blue against Davith, and Davith has a white defense die. So let's go to the dice box. Come on, Davith, you can avoid this. Oh, you got 1 shield. It's had to be 4, so that's 2, 3, 4. So definitely had the range. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 3 hits. Now, the probe droid is focused too as well. Got to add another green die. So let's just add the green die because it's focused. So that's another hit. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Blocked 1, so that's 4. So this focus is discarded now. And so that's 4 hits. Also has some surges, 2 surges to be correct. So I'm just looking here. So plus +4 you don't need focus. It lasts a focus but becomes focused again for one of the surges. And it +1, so it is 5 hits that Davith is going to take. So he's up to 10, like doing some pretty bad damage on all of them, because like Davith is 10, Biv is 10, and Diala is 7. So they're getting up there, but they do have that extra +3 health, but we have to try to get rid of that. So he hit, so now move 3 to attack Diala. Pastille is the other thing you can see there, but can't, no matter moves 3, cannot attack Diala Pastille. So the next one is move 2 to reposition 5. So let's go to the ball game. No, move 2 to reposition 5. So can't go here because that's going to be, I don't know, 1, 2, and it's not position 5 though. So it can't really do that. 1, 2, it's not going. So it just pretty much, my understanding, it's going to have to stay exactly where it is, and that is it. No, hold on a second, my bad. I forgot, this is the Imperial officer, so the second one still can't attack Diala Pastille. Move 2, reposition 5. 1, 2, can't because of that. So either way, cannot do anything else. Move 6, reposition 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, can't do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So could come over here. And that's the last one, which moves 6 to reposition 5. Yeah. So that ends that activation. So I'm just clicking on it. And now it is on to the rebels. So the only one left to activate is both Biv and Diala, but Diala has to go first. So Diala is going to move her 4 speed, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So now that is her 2 activations. So I'm just going to go to the app view and say that she activated. And now it is on to Davith for his last activation. I'm wondering if he should just do a rest, because he can get the hair though. So 1, 2, 3, and then attack the probe droid. Yeah, why not? So 1, 2, 3, he's attacking the probe droid. He's using his blade, so he gets a green and yellow die. So green and yellow, and the probe droid is a black defense. Is that correct? Yes. Probe droid is fresh, don't have any injuries, and it got 5 health. So let's go to the dice box here. Let's see, can you do it, Davith? You can. I have faith in you, Davith. But before I do that, he gets in the hide. I'm just seeing if he can take a strain for something. Nah, I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so that just gets rid of a surge, but there's no surge. So 3 hits onto this probe droid, because that probe droid now has got 2 health left on it, which is good. Good. So there we go. And that was his second activation. because he was there. He went 1, 2, 3. He's got one more movement. Yeah, do you know what? He's going to move here, and that ends his second activation. So back to the app. All right. Ooh, major peril. So another one, because the app is saying, like, you're taking too long to play this game. The sun sinks below the horizon, breathing the icy world, bathing the icy world in twilight. With the fading of the light, the cold bite of the wind increases. Each hero rolls 1 blue die for each of his or her activation portraits and suffers hits equal to the hit results and strain equal to the surge results. Uh-oh, this is not looking good at all. All right, let's go to the dice box and see what's gonna happen. All right, so Davith first. He's got 2 of them. So he's gonna suffer 1 strain. So he's at 3 strain right now. Davith again. He's gonna suffer 2 hits. So Davith is at, let me grab some more. 10, 11, 12. His health is 11 plus 3. So he is at 14. So he's 2 away from you know, getting injured and flipped over. That's not good. So we're gonna have to try to heal him next time or take a rest for one of his actions. Alrighty, so next is Diala Pastil, and she gets 1 strain. So that gives her 3 strain, but she got 5 endurance, she's okay. And she takes 1 extra point of damage. So then that gives her 8 damage. And last, well, not last, Biv is going to take 1 strain. And Biv is not strained at all, so he's okay. And now it is the Echo Base Trooper takes 1 strain. Actually, he don't even have like a endurance, so I don't think I roll for him. Yeah, because he only has like health, speed, defense, and attack. So no, I don't roll for him. So let's scratch that one. So don't do that. So let's go back to the app there. And that's all because of the sun going down. Oh no, the turret's power. The turret's power. Oh, I forgot all about the turret. We could use that to blast them 2 figures. I totally forgot about that. All right. So I'm flipping them over. Continue. Round 5. Who's it going to be first? Ah, the Rebels. Awesome. Okay, who should go? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So what's going to happen here? No, I'm not even on the right. There we go. So I'm activating the Eco Base Trooper first. He's moving here, and for a second action, he's going to interact with this token and fire at Imperials. So red die. I know he could do this test. So high results, please. 2 hits. That's not too bad, so I can target whoever I want. Imperial officer got 3 health. The probe droid has 5 health and has 2 health remaining. You can see here. So I think he's going to shoot, kill the probe droid, completely blew it up. It's gone. That was good planning. Kablooey! Just like that. Kablooey. So now let's go back to the app. The shot has drained. Yes, I know. I gotta flip this over. So I'm gonna flip that over. Now, this Imperial probe droid is defeated. And we got 3 fame for it. thank you very much there, Echo Base Trooper. So then Echo Base Trooper ends the activation. All right, now it's on to the Imperial Officer. Before the activation, the highest cost Imperial figure that isn't already focused becomes focused. But there's only one Imperial figure there, so I guess he would become focused because the Imperial droid is gone, dead, and done. All right, so order, can't do that. Move 3 to attack. So if we look here, move 3 to attack, so. Go 1, 2, can't move any further there. 3. Now it's going to attack. Move 3 and attack the closest healthiest rebel. So 1, 2, 3, gotta have a 3 range. So the Imperial Officer got yellow and the blue, and Davith got the white. Davith could die here because or get flipped over, injured, because he's only got 2 more wounds to take and then he's in trouble. Hopefully that's not gonna happen here. Just evade the surge, but that's 1, 2, 3, and 2 and 1 is 3. That means that poor Davith, you can see 1, 2, Davith is hit. So because Davith is hit, his card's going to get flipped over. He loses his strain. He loses his damage. He gets flipped over to wound it. And he only got the cloak and dagger. His health is 11, endurance is 3, speed is 3, defense is the white die. So that kind of sucked a little bit for Davith, but couldn't do anything about it. So he definitely got him wounded. So the next thing would be to move 2 and reposition 5. He's just gonna go. Yeah, that's as far as he can go. There's no other place for him. All right, so that ends the turn of the lone Imperial Officer. All right, now we're on to the Rebel turn. Okay. Switch camera angles here just to make a little difference instead of being stuck on the same camera angle. So we got the 3 of them that can come and attack him. Davith is going to go first. He's just going to try to end him. He's fresh though. The Imperial Officer is fresh with 3 health. So Davith's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He can't go any further, so he is going to spend or take 1 strain to move the extra 1. And now he's going to attack him with his heirloom dagger of the green and yellow die. Imperial Officer got white for defense. Ooh, so this could be the end. Well, at least going to be damaged. So let's go to the dice box. So Davith and Imperial Officer. I always thought they had a black die for defense. Oh well. So it evades 1 hit. So it cancels that, but it's 2 surges. So that's 1, 2. And you know, Davith can. Ooh. So he's dead. And the reason why he's dead is because 1 block, so it takes this, but got 2 surges. So that's 2 hits. That's your 3rd hit. And then this is a pierce for the 2nd one, so therefore that would be gone. In either case, that Imperial Officer is gonzo dead. So let's go to the app. And Imperial Officer. Oh my! Look at that, shall you? He's gone. Now it says, return to Echo Base. With the last of the Imperial dispatch, you finally have time to regroup. How many Echo Base troopers are on the map? 1, All right. Return Echo Base. Oh, I got some extra stuff here. That was quick thinking, Lieutenant Talcon said to you. I think even Commander Skywalker would have been impressed. Talcon kneels down next to her fallen comrade and passes a gloved hand over his face, closing his eyes. Closing his eyes, not clothing his eyes, closing his eyes. After a moment of silence, she stands back up. We need to keep moving. The Imperials will be back, and in greater numbers. You gain 5 fame for saving Lieutenant Talcon. Nice. We'll return to Echo Base. You take a moment to inspect the remains of the tank. You have never encountered anything like it before. You got lucky this time, but if there are more tanks like this one, they will pose a threat to the rebellion. You will need to find a more reliable way of taking these tanks down in the future, but first you need to find a way off this snowball. Return Echo Base victory. Ooh, yeah. Nice. So now I have total credits of 675, credits found, non-mission reward 600, victory bonus is 75, total fame is 55, fame earned 48, round bonus 0, survival bonus is 7. I got 1 XP class card unlocked. Oh, 1 XP class cards unlocked. So now I have a R5 Astromech Tier 2 and a portable medkit Tier 1. This is good news. Alrighty, this is awesome. So that means that I finished the first mission. Now, what I'm going to do, it's going to be off camera though, is if you go to Armory, now, because I have 675 credits, I can buy something there that would probably help us out. Should I buy something? I need range for somebody because there's no range. So I think Davith or Diala should have some kind of range. The Vibrosaur looks pretty cool too. I will purchase this between missions and I will let everybody know what I've done. So I'm just going to click on the leave for now. Going to click there. So got no allies, but the inventory, I got these 2 extra things here, just so everybody's aware. And the Maniacs, intermission 1, fame 55. So that's a good thing. All right, this is awesome. I'm gonna just fix the camera so we can do our closing thoughts about their very first game of Imperial Assault. Very first official game of Imperial Assault, I have to say. There you have it, Board Game Maniacs. My first official game of Star Wars Imperial Assault by Fantasy Flight Games. Thoughts about this game, what can I say? The app makes it so much more better to play. I'm only basing this off of my game that I played and then like playing the tutorial things that I didn't really do too hot on. But anyhow, the app, because it's solo play, but I'm using 3 players, I really like it. I really enjoyed it. We're going to go on to the next video you're going to see for this theme month of Imperial Assault is going to be the 2nd mission, the campaign. I don't know what it's going to be. We won't know until we click on it to find out what it is. And I have to say, it is a very enjoyable game. I love Mansions of Madness and Betrayal at House and Hill. It's like that sort of games where, you know, Betrayal at House and Hill, there's no app for it, but Mansions of Madness, there's a definite app that you play for it. And I have to say, I really enjoyed the game. it's almost equal to the love that I have for Mansions of Madness. But again, this is only the first game that I played of this, so I can see me getting probably maybe neck and neck with Mansions of Madness, or even further, because number one, I'm a big Star Wars fan, and number two, I'm a big fan of games like this that you can play solo, because I like playing solo missions. But I'm going to try to get some guests in to help me to take over one of the characters from time to time. So I hope you enjoyed this, Board Game Maniacs. I certainly did. If you were a veteran, because I know there's a lot of people out there that have played Imperial Assault. And if you're one of them veterans, please comment down below and give me your thoughts about what you thought about my strategies playing the game and how I played the game. And just for everybody else, all the other viewers, even if you never played it, just let me know what you thought of the video. Do you like the setup that I have, where it's more of like a live streaming setup? You know, it's not live streaming, it was recorded, but this was the only logical way that I thought that I could shoot this, instead of having the camera and pointing at the screen and recording the app stuff. I don't like that part. I'd rather have it as clear as possible. So instead of through a camera, I'm just grabbing the digital right from where it's from, which is the app. So I hope you enjoyed it. I really did. I'm not giving what it's rated yet. Maybe after the second game, I will give it a rating. But right now, like I said, it's getting close to being Mansions of Madness for enjoyability. So, and I hope I didn't stumble over the rules too much, except for that big mistake I made about the tank. And also the test thing, I'm not sure about if you count the surges and not the hits. Comment down below and let me know about that. So when you're doing like the tests and you roll the dice, you count the surges for the points that you roll, or do you count the hits for the points that you roll? And I'm going to try to remember about the tank movement, because I didn't really know. I kind of played it wrong, but it was too far in the game for me to do it. And that's it. And thank you for joining me and watching this video. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the bell notification for when more videos like this is becoming available for viewing. So until next time, Board Game Maniacs, talk to your teammates. Make sure they know what you're doing before you do it, so that they can cover your butt, because it's very important, especially in Star Wars Imperial Assault. But most importantly of all, and that is, be a maniac. Till next time. Boo! Hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to keep up to date with Board Game Maniacs, click on the like and subscribe button to be notified when more videos come available. If you want to become an official sponsor of Board Game Maniacs, go to patreon.com/BoardGameManiacs. Or you can go to streamlabs.com/BoardGameManiacs1. That's right, and you can donate to help keep the lights on, keep food in our bellies, and play more games. We'll purchase more games, more equipment to make Board Game Maniacs evolve and get bigger and larger. Because of you, the viewers, I thank you from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head for all of your support. And until next time, Board Game Maniacs, be a maniac.